Hi there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom. Welcome to day 294 of our Be a Better You annual challenge. Today, we are continuing our deep dive into physical health and well-being, and our topic is personal power and personal responsibility. I love this topic because a lot of people on the planet, I don't feel like they take personal responsibility or claim their personal power. I spent a couple of decades not honoring my personal power and what was right for me. It didn't turn out so well, but it's turned out well now because I have reclaimed that personal power. When you realize that it's not your voice in your head and it's somebody else's, that is a huge wake-up call. So what are we going to do today? Today, we are going to define for ourselves what does personal power look like for me and what does taking personal responsibility look like for me. And I created a little sheet, a little cheat sheet, and we're going to come up with 3 bullet points or 3 ways that we could or will identify our personal power and reclaim our personal power if necessary. If you're already living your truth, living in your personal power, standing up for yourself, living in alignment with your core values, continuously improving, growing, learning, these are my opinion and my definition, of course. If you're consistently doing what you say you're going to do, if you're trustworthy and people can trust you and they know they can count on you, then you're probably living in your personal truth and your personal reality. I guess personal power, personal reality, and personal truth should come together as we mature and grow, in my humble opinion. And then personal responsibility. How do you take personal responsibility? Do you admit that you're a human and when you make a mistake, make it right? Do you stand by your truth? Are you proud of your accomplishments and what you win and you share that with other people? Or do you just set the example for other people by continually growing and winning and doing the right thing? Do you live in alignment and behave in alignment in a way that demonstrates to other people what you stand for and what you will and will not tolerate, what your boundaries are? Do you communicate those boundaries? Do you communicate what you stand for and stand against, etc., in a way that doesn't negate or judge or put down other people, etc.? So today, what are we going to do? We are going to identify 3 characteristics of our personal power, or 3 ways we're demonstrating personal power, and the same for personal responsibility. Personal power and personal responsibility are not the exact same thing. They go together hand in hand, just like power and responsibility ought to go hand in hand in every area and aspect of life in the world. Again, in my opinion, but it doesn't always, right? Sometimes we see examples, big examples of mismatches between personal power and personal responsibility. Sometimes we see corruption and greed and illegal behavior and just plain immoral behavior, and people think just because they're powerful they can get away with it. And I'm going to tell you, you can fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool yourself ever. You always know if something you're doing isn't right based on your moral compass, but everybody has a different moral compass too, right? And so it's up to you to decide what that is. But realize that in the end, we all have to take responsibility for every action that we've ever taken on the planet. And whatever you believe will determine what your fate will be, but everybody at some point will answer for the things that they've done here in this human life. All right, so what are we doing today? 3 personal power, 3 personal responsibility. Share one of each in the comments below because it helps you to hold yourself accountable to the thing that you say you're going to do. I like sharing because that's why I get online and share every day, because it holds me accountable to my truth. Do I slip sometimes? Absolutely, positively. Do I sometimes make a mistake or do something that goes against my personal power and personal responsibility? Of course, right? Sometimes we do it not even consciously. A lot of times we do it unconsciously. And this is just an invitation to be more aware of what is our truth and are we living in alignment with it? Yes or no? Any questions? Hit me up and ask. Otherwise, go out, make it an amazing day, and I will, of course, do it tomorrow.